Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. This is going to be a series of mine called, get out of my way, called How to Tinytask. It's quite an easy thing to do if you really ask me. But yeah, let's just play. I haven't played this game in a while. So of course you need Tinytask. This can be found on any app except on your phone. But there are some auto clickers, and basically those can help you with it too. You need to have continuous playback to get this like every single time, and for FNaF Td you need to choose which path you want to go. Let's say I'm gonna go I'm just gonna go story mode right here. Alright, and we are here now, and it depends on your units what you have. If you have something like me, you can easily go for 702 or 802. But for this one, let's just go to, I'm going to go, I guess 406. And then, of course, Nightmare Mode, since it gives you the most stuff. And you also need to have 100 wins, because if you don't, you can't use Nightmare Mode, and you can't get Corrupted Presents, which are sometimes really valuable for crafting. You also, I'd say you don't really need the speed, but it is essential. But this is like trying it out for myself. So this is not a run right now. Like, of course, this is just going to be a tutorial on how to do it. So what you do in Tinytask while this plays, what you do in Tinytask is just you sit around. Of course, not this map because you spawn like this and you can't control your camera. But you just play a different map. I'd say like 701, 702, or 801, 802. So that's not really that difficult to understand. I think everyone can understand that. So I'm gonna go play 701 after this, but this is just to show that yeah, this round kind of just shows you what my units can do. So basically, two shot. Alright, so you get XP and you also get 20 XP. I got 24 because I have VIP. But now we're going to try it on an actual 701 or 702 map. Alright, let's pick 702 it was. But this time I'm going to record my Tinytask. So what you're going to have to do is, of course, have Tinytask in your hotbar. Continuous playback. Recording key can be anything, but it cannot be the same thing. Trust me, I've tried. You can play it at speed. You can choose if it's the top layer, you know, quite understandable stuff. So what you do is, for me, I press F8. So I go F8, 2 or 1 in this case. Nightmare mode a couple times, so it sometimes doesn't load. And then you load in, right? You can't move when Tinytask, because if you do, then you just lose. All right. Now this might look bad because of that, but actually I can just counter that. I go like this. Don't make rational moves. Don't go really fast. Go like really slow sometimes, since like the Tinytask does not load your click sometimes. So then you press 2 for your inventory. You could just press your units. 3 goes right here. Then you close it. 4 goes, I'd say, right here. 5 goes right here, and 6 goes perhaps anywhere. I guess I can't really find a spot. There you go. And then you upgrade them all. And they, I mean, of course, it takes a bit of money, but. Alright, so as you can see, with the 3 times speed, it is insanely good, because it just gives you, you know, like wave, like it's already so fast. But now what you gotta do before the last wave, you gotta press, I mean, I'm using an auto clicker, but you either gotta get an auto clicker in, or just click really fast, because the hotbar always spawns there. So then basically, you would just immediately click it. So right now I'm still holding my auto clicker because sometimes it fails, right? So you know the lag a bit, right? And then you press F2 F8 again, just to prove, you know, like you recorded it, right? And then you press F12 and see it. Let's see if it works. All right, 701. All right, my hands are completely off the keyboard. I am not touching anything right now. This is all. Tinytask really does wonders if you don't want to play a game or you have to go somewhere, I'd say. Right, so my Tinytask just follows my clicks. Kind of nice. First you gotta click helm mode. And then it just does everything for you. I think I don't really gotta show more, but I will. It just is really good. If you want to use this for endless, you also could, but that uses a bit of a different technique, and I really want to go on that later. But for now, let's just wait until this thing is over so you guys can see that it actually works. Now, the thing is with my laptop is that it's kind of broken. So, basically my F8 key doesn't work sometimes. So if you don't press it at the beginning or end, it just continues to record, even though you think you don't have it recorded. So basically, you have to restart the entire thing. And for things like this, that takes like 5 minutes. It's not that hard. There's some games out there that just do like 10 minutes. You waste your time, dude. There's like so many games that just waste your time on it. As you can see, my mouse is still hovering over it. But now the smart move here is that it clearly says 15 out of 15, right? And since I started clicking earlier, it basically doesn't lag back. But for now it does, because I don't know why, right? Okay, now this works, all right? So now that you guys know it works, let's go check out Endless. All right, and we are in. So this is going to make me choose Endless, and I'm going to say 4 because it's the most open map. So what you're going to do is, of course, when you try to do it, you of course have to get Endless 4. But I'm guessing that whoever's watching is for FNaF Td, since the game is genuinely dying. I'd say that you already have 4, because 4 is probably one of the easiest things to complete. 1 is insanely easy. Well, that's because I kind of got help from a friend. All right. So we just of course I know the map, but we're gonna press F8 again, right? We're gonna press this button, F8, and then we're gonna go down. We're gonna vote. All right. Now here's the thing with Tinytask: if you hover your mouse and then click, it does not count as a click. I do not know why. All right. So you gotta hover down a bit. That's what I've been doing. Like, see, the map is really really open, right? So you press helm mode. This is kind of like the only one I could have done. So I'm going to go right here, here, and here. And then I'm going to try to upgrade them all. Doesn't really matter since they're going to die anyway. And then you're going to press, or you're going to put them in the back. And that's because you need to put other units there. Sometimes other units cannot be placed because others, you know, I don't want to say it, hitbox it. But, all right, let's just place down all these guys and let's see. 30. All right, let me just place on this guy. Just place on this guy, right? And then after you upgrade everything, right? You don't. I tried it before that you basically delete stuff to get more money. I don't do that anymore since it deletes those units in the unit manager, and that's not very ideal, right? So of course, the Tinytask does not automatically give every single thing. You know, all the money it needs to upgrade. So you're going to need to play around to 20 to 21. And then you need to constantly keep pressing E if you're on PC, or try to upgrade them constantly. That's at least what I've been doing. And on phone, it's going to be even worse. And I'm very sorry for phone users, but I will not be introducing that in this video. I think I'll probably make a follow-up video if that's possible. All right, so you upgrade the last one. Then you make sure that everything else is upgraded. Then you close it, and then you press this. Now, what you're going to do is, like, act like you're ending it, or the Tinytask, you know, like it says failed, or you died, you know, like that. What is that present? And whatever. Basically, and then you stop it, right? And then basically it tracks back everything. to basically be good, you know? So like if I do this, right, it's going to go to 4 because I just pressed 4 in the beginning. And then it's going to place down everything again to make sure everything is placed down and upgraded. So basically it's going to be an infinite loop. And if you die, you don't have to worry because it always be pressing it. Now that's a kind of a problem. The speed boost, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about that to change it. It's super annoying and I can't do anything about it. But yeah, I've tried this many times and I've gotten like 500 presents in one night. It's quite good, I gotta admit. So like, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here all the time, so that's gonna be endless for y'all. And I'm gonna do the event. Quick side note, I have not found a Tinytask for night shift and boss raid yet, since those require timing and I don't find them possible. All right, where is it? Event. All right, so now we're going to go to the event, which is really just it's actually really much like the story, but it just has different things. So let's load in. All right, now for example, you're loaded in, right? I don't really remember which map it was, but I'm gonna just say that's this one. So let's go like this. So of course you gotta have these maps unlocked, and you know you're gonna be able to play them because your Tinytask needs to do it. Preferably for this game, you need to have a bunch of units, different units, because they basically, yeah, this is a really easy map. They basically they give you more money multiplier. So if I have like 25 units, it basically gives me like a 1.1 multiplier, which is kind of nice. So yeah, that's really appreciated from the game. Of course, you got to upgrade these guys. You got to upgrade this guy. And I know you guys hear all my clicking and I don't care. All right. And then basically place all of them down. And it's just always like this. I mean, it gets boring after a while. That's kind of why I'm playing something else right now. But there will be a Tinytask video about that too. I think I can promise that. I think that with the way that I want to make these videos, macro or Tinytask these games, then I want to help people be able to do it and grind the game easier instead of just tirelessly grinding for no reason at all when you're just not gonna be able to do it. That's kind of why I'm doing this. So I mean, the map's already practically over, right? It's already 14 out of 15. I should start clicking this button over here. It's always, for me, a safe spot. For me, it's Shadow, the enchant of Shadow. I put it above the enchant of Shadow so that it basically clicks it immediately the moment it appears. So I don't really have to worry. Now, the problem is that I am a bit impatient. So, like, that their wave is still going on genuinely surprises me. So I'll just do this. And I'll just do this. I just kind of wanted to upgrade him. I don't really know why. And he immediately dies. And you do get some items from it. From Nightmare and Hell mode, it doesn't really matter what you do. You still get stuff. Right? You still get blue. There's still a way to get locks and fly. I won't say blue locks. Like you can get eternal I don't really know what you call them anymore. Let's see. All right, so you can get hourglasses. Agony is really good. You have locks, and you have this item, which I think that's a crafting one. But let's check it out if it actually worked. So I'm just letting it go right now. I'm not touching my keyboard once again. It's insanely like the first game or the story mode, but it isn't because it has different levels. So I'd recommend for you, if you want to do any, I'll be sure to put them maybe in the description, but I think I can find some levels that are generally easy to Tinytask / macro. I think I can do that. So I don't really have to worry. Ooh, that's kind of an issue. Oh, no worries. As long as when you take, or at least your units are placed down, you don't have to worry, or at least your OMC, ultimate consequence, at least you have to have him down, or anything that's really good and does damage for your level. I'd say, let's say you're playing 2-0, I'm gonna say 201. So FNaF 2 Night 1. And you have, I'm gonna say, a glitch cupcake, which are no longer available. And you basically blaze that down, which it does good damage. It's your best thing in your team. They usually, when the units run past, they should obviously die, but you should also be able to see that they die. So like you should be able to know, oh my god, okay, good. Now that my glitch cupcake, for example, is placed down, I think I can now rest and basically see that my Tinytask does work. One issue with Tinytask entirely, basically Tinytask sometimes is pretty laggy, at least on my device. So sometimes it moves extremely slowly, and I tried to put it at 2 point speed, and it does not work. So what I'd recommend is actually restart your PC if you have a crappy one like mine, or just have a good PC. Just don't have the glitch. But as you guys can see, I don't have my keyboard attached, or I don't have anything that's touching my keyboard. Right, and now it's obviously going again because I didn't time it, because I just kind of clicked it off, but it was just for show. You obviously need to wait until everything loads back so that the weight of your weight, let's say like you finish a round, right? And you, wait for a bit until this exact frame appears, or the loading screen, right? You stop when you've loaded in at least for 3 seconds. That's my principle, at least, so that you know for a fact you're going to load in again without glitching the thing. Because there is a glitch, right? If you don't press it, then basically it's going to start pressing random buttons, and you don't want that, because you'll probably maybe load into a different game, which you don't really want. It's like there's so many manic movements. But yeah, let's go back to the game. And we are back into the game. I don't know why I just said that. But if you really want to grind the game right, there's also something called AFK Arena, which, I mean, if you don't have Tinytask or you're on phone and you're going to go to sleep or something and you have an auto clicker, I'd recommend going here. You get money every, like, I'd say like 1 minute. So it really helps you if you're trying to grind. Also, what I'd recommend is when you play Endless, go for later nights if it's possible, due to basically you get more of these presents, and you want these presents. Like, you want this. I think everyone wants the new exclusive glitch trap. I don't really care for it since I don't play this game anymore, but like the Tiger Rock is going to be insanely hard to get. It's going to be Vanessa. That's pretty easy. I just got her before starting the recording. Do I have anything else to say? Oh yeah, right. If you go to Unique Workshop, you can evolve units. I'd recommend that in early game due to basically making them better. Like, your Freddy becomes like way better if you have like a few pizzas from the first game. Enchants, of course, I have like over 100,000. Do I have, no, that 10,000. My bad. 20,000, whatever. I'd recommend, which if you want good enchants, try to go for the rare ones. Like, of course, I have these stripped off, but any enchant is good at the beginning. So, Bounded, for example, I don't really find it that good. Boss Killer, me neither. 200 damage instead of 50. Like, it got buffed, but it doesn't really matter. I recommend just disabling these, and if you want to go for something good, go for these. That's genuinely what I think. Puppet's Nightmare is also pretty good. It got buffed, which I did not know. I'm betting everything got buffed, but I haven't played this game in a while. So, you can also buy souls. I do not recommend that. Hold on, let me check again. I do not recommend buying these, since you can literally, I get like 3,000 per night, and I sleep like 8 hours a day. So like, it doesn't really matter. It gives you like 3,000 to 4,000 souls. So I'd suggest just trying to save up and don't really spend it on something that it's not really necessary. Like, I have this many agonies and this many flashlights because of the Tinytask that just played. I think it was 7. I think. Also, what I recommend doing these quests And especially when you have boss raids unlocked, you can get presents from them. Like, for example, salvage materials. I'm going to go do that now. You, of course, need the set material that you can sell, but you, of course, also, you know, kind of need the quest to be done. I don't even know how much money I got, but yeah. Alright, so I basically get so much XP for this. I have not touched the pass in, like, so long. Like, the update's already out for, like, I don't really know how long the update's out. We salvage materials. You also get these quests. Kind of good. Summon. I'd suggest for people, if you join new, it gives you easier quests to do, like summon 50 instead of 250. So it's kind of easy. I'd say that's the end of it. I don't have anything. Versus mode cannot be Tinytasked. You know, exclusive units, you know, I'd say just grind the endless if you really want it, or playtime. Playtime are also really good. Playtime gifts. You could, I've already made a video on how to Tinytask these, but if you want to know, you just hover over them each time until they basically reset for a while, which is really insufficient, I'd say. It gives you, like, what, 5 presents? When you play the, like, endless or something, you get, like, 6 per game, 5 per game, maybe. So, yeah, that's going to be the video on how to Tinytask FNaF Td. If you guys got any questions or recommendations for the games with Tinytask that I actually played, I'll be sure to make a video about it. Yeah, that's kind of it, guys. Hey, have a great day. See ya.